Tuesday, everybody. Great evening. I want to say welcome to Testinonial Tuesday. We're going to get this started in just a moment. All right. I'm here with another phenomenal guest, beautiful woman on the other side of the screen and on this thing. So get ready. Great evening, everybody. Can I give it a few moments? Take the time to tag, take the time to share, take the time to tell somebody that we are here to help change for a lot of stuff. So Brady, everybody, happy Tuesday to all of you. Great evening, everybody. Welcome. We're gonna give it about another 60 seconds before we get this party started. Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. We're excited for another Testinonial Tuesday. We're live being changed all over the entire world. And the question is, will you be next? Yes, impacted lives. 1 million lives all over the entire world. That's what we do. Will you be next? Great evening. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. All right. Great evening to each and every one of you that are jumping on this Testimonial Tuesday. My name is Pam McCray, and I am super excited to be here with you all on another incredible Testimonial Tuesday. From all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast, I have a beautiful woman on here with me tonight. You can see her beautiful smile. None other than Miss Tammy Hooks. How are you doing on tonight?
I am doing absolutely wonderful, Pam. How are you?
I am amazing. And I just want to say that beautiful smile is shining all the way from where you are to all the way to the West Coast. I'm not going to let everybody know where you are. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and why you are excited about this incredible movement.
Hello, everyone. I am coming to you all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm originally from a small town, and I migrated a little bit up north to the city. So I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am so excited, number one, Pam, just to be honored to be in your presence. I'm in the presence of someone who was inducted into the Millionaire Hall of Fame. So it is such a pleasure to be invited to your platform to share with you today. So a little bit about myself. So who is Tammy Hooks? Tammy Hooks is a woman, first of all. Yes, a woman. And I am a mother. And I birthed one child, but together I am married to the wonderful Mr. Donald Hooks. So together we have like 9 children, 18 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. So yes, I have all of that.
Wow, 18 grandchildren. That is amazing.
Yes. And so I am a scientist by profession. I went to Fayetteville State University, so I'm a proud Bronco. So I'm a scientist by profession. And I got into this industry because I started learning there is like power in food, like the foods that you eat. And then I always learn about the pharmaceutical side of things because that's my background, working for big pharma, small pharma companies, research organizations, commercial research organizations. So I always did things in the pharmaceutical biotechnology industry. But then I started learning about, even when I was in the industry, about there's certain populations of people who are more susceptible to diseases than others. So it's always kind of interests me. And then when I started learning that through foods or through the things that we drink, that it could actually change your health. And then I started looking at people that lived in different parts of the world and what kind of results they were having by doing these whole foods or these superfoods and all of this stuff. And I just became intrigued. So ever since I learned about that, and when I got introduced to other people that was doing it, I was attracted to it and I wanted to do it. And so I was also have a background in financial services. So I've been doing that for over 20 years. And then people's like, okay, Tammy, you go from science to financial services. Now you're doing health and wellness. Why not? You can have it all. You can have it all. Because that's something that impacts us. We got to make money, right? So we all have a profession. And then when you make the money, you got to know what to do with it, right? But yes, guess what? You can't enjoy any of that. Your health is your wealth until you get yourself together. And so my husband and I, we started working on our health because I said, I don't want to be 80 years old. I don't want to be 70 years old. I don't want to be 90 years old and have to deal with all the health issues, all the bloodline curses that's been in my family. I don't want to be that person. And so I said, I want to take proactive. I want to be proactive. I want to take proactive measures to work on that stuff now. So that's what I'm really happy about. And so that's how, and so I got into this industry and I got into this team because my girlfriend, Dr. Lanika Scott, we've known each other for over 30 something years. And a lot of people don't know that she's a chemist by profession. I was a biologist and we met at an internship.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I've known her for over 30 something years. So the Lanika you see now is the same Lanika from like 30 something years ago. And so we did an internship at North Carolina State. And through it was a biotechnology program actually that we were at North Carolina State for the summer. And she introduced me to this particular company. So I'm so excited.
I love it. And you know what? It's funny because I know we were having a conversation and you just shared so much more knowledge. Like you didn't tell me half of a fraction of any of that.
Oh
right? But I love it. And I love it because I mean it's real conversation. And at the end of the day, as we were talking, what I really loved was the fact that you were saying, I've always been proactive, towards my health and not wanting to be on, taking care of yourself, not wanting to be on medications and things of that nature, which a lot of people aren't. But when I heard, because you did share with me that you love science and that's your background, like that's what you study. And so that's interesting because now here you are, right? And I know that you've done other things and you've been an entrepreneur. And so now here we are at this company, which is different, right? It's very different. I know for me, after being in this industry for a long time, I've never been a part of a company in which we have scientists, in which we have products that are backed by science, that have clinical studies, that are listed in the physician's desk reference that our medical doctors don't tell us about when it comes time to the Testinonial and some of these other products, right? So how does it make you feel to know that at this point in life, here we are, able to promote such powerful products that are really life-changing when it comes time to health? Like how does that make you feel, at the end of the day?
Pam, it makes me feel so good when I heard that these products, because a lot of times when companies get these products, a lot of times they're white labeled. That means, somebody comes up with the idea and then they pitch it to like different companies. They just take the name off of one, put it to another one, and there's no scientific background behind them. And so in the pharmaceutical industry, you're regulated by governmental bodies like the FDA, whatever like that. So, but they don't do that for like all natural, health and wellness companies. They just don't do that. But this company right here, when they put the science behind what they're presenting to people and they act like they are regulated by FDA, even though they're not, they act like it. And I was like, you know what? In the pharma industry, nothing will go on that market until there's research done. And when I saw that this company has such high standards, like those pharmaceutical companies, like those biotechnology companies, I was like, you know what? This right here, we got a winner right here. We got a winner. And then when you do clinical trials, you got to report the results that you get. You can't make up stuff. You can't say, yeah, it works, and then these clinical trials don't support it. So you get what you get from those clinical trials. And the fact that we do that here, I was just so amazed. And so a lot of people, when they hear the science behind the stuff, you might not understand those big words. Just know that it works. It works.
No, I love it. No, and I'm so glad that you're mentioning that and talking about it, because sometimes, people don't understand the power of the products because they look at different opportunities, different companies, in our industry, and just products as a whole, and don't understand that, there are levels to this, right? Not all the products have science, not all of the products have the clinical studies, not all of the products have the type of energy and work that we put into our products before they even get into the hands of a consumer, right? And they're tested, they're tried, and they have to be in order for us to even deliver them to the marketplace, right? And so that's huge to know that you have been able to experience both sides of it with Big Pharma, and now you're part of Partner Code here with these nutritional supplements. And I mean, that's just amazing. I know that we could probably have a whole conversation just on that.
And Pam, you know what? My sister was 42 years old when she got diagnosed with breast cancer. She was 42 years old. And she died at 42 years old. She had an aggressive form of breast cancer. And when I heard one of the products that we actually distribute help so many people with so many areas, and then it actually shrinks tumors. This is scientific. This is not, okay, I'm just going off of people's testimonies. This is scientific research that I said, you know what? I said, what if I knew about this in 2013? Could it help somebody? Could it help my sister? And
right.
So now I was like, you know what? Our health is we really have more power than we think we do. Our health really is our wealth. We can share it with somebody, and you don't know what it's going to do. Because for some people, you may take the product and like immediately you feel it. But some people's like, you know what? I tried it. It didn't do anything for me. But I am so glad we were educated by the late doctor. I call her doctor. She's not really a doctor, but she was a doctor to us.
Right.
But Cynthia Black, she said, do your blood work. Do your blood work. Blood work does not lie. Blood work does not lie. So do your blood work after being on these products for like 60, 90 days, and then tell me that it doesn't work then.
That right there. And you know what? You're so right, Tammy. A lot of times because we live in a microwave society, people want it right now. And when it comes, it's crazy because when it comes time to health and wellness products, there'll be all kinds of questions asked, or they'll be quick to say, oh, that doesn't work. But if a medical doctor, prescribe some prescription drugs that is going to quote unquote help with something, but yet it's going to have this side effect, that side effect, this side effect. And I'm gonna tell you, some of these prescription drugs, when I hear a commercial or something like that, if I'm watching football and I'm like, who takes this stuff? It's sad, that people have to go through that and really not really pay attention to the fact that there are natural, healthy alternatives out there. And of course, we're not telling anybody to stop taking your prescription drugs. All right. If you're battling with anything, always consult with your physician and all of that. But at the end of the day, there are some natural remedies out there that are really helping to change the lives of people in which there are no negative side effects. You just start to feel good, right? And you're able to live good and smile and do all of that good stuff, right? And so we're talking about, you started to get into this noni, right? And so we can talk a little bit about this noni and just where you were, physically, because I know that we talked about the fact that in life, when it came time to like dieting and things like that, you didn't believe in a diet, right? And let's talk about that before we even get into the noni and how you grabbed a hold of the noni and what it began to do for you. But there's a lot of people out there that they start these different diets, right? And they're on these yo-yos because I never really believed in them, but I could tell you that I did try some things, right? Where I've been on all kinds of, smoothie diets and low carb diets, and diving, you're killing off something, right? Trying to accomplish something, starving myself, diets, and at the end of the day, they never worked. Okay, they never worked. I might have lost some weight, but then it all came back, because that's what happens when you don't do things the right way and you don't really change your body. And we're understanding hormones. I know I am more with these products that we have, that's the reason why we're getting results over here, and people are keeping the weight off. Their health is being changed because internally there is a change, right? So, just let's talk about, how you felt and why you took on that perspective towards dieting.
Well, Pam, I never really liked the word diet, because I always felt like, oh, you got to give up something. You got to starve yourself. I said, I am not going to do that. I love to eat. So I said, I am going to be eating my food. I am not going on nobody's diet. I may do a fast or something, with my church or with, with my prayer partners, but I am not going on anybody's diet, because I'm going to enjoy my food and I'm going to eat what I want to eat. But my mother told me, she said, okay, Tammy, when you turn 40, because I used to be really skinny, y'all. I used to be like olive oil skinny. And because you're skinny, that does not mean you're healthy either. But I used to be like really skinny growing up and get picked on by people. So I was always small until I got to like age 30. Mm-hmm. And then by 30, I said, ooh, I noticed like a metabolism change. I'm not, metabolizing food as much as I love, because I love to eat, and I could eat you up under the table. Now 40s came, and I said, "Ooh, I'm starting to pick up some more weight." And then I really start picking it up during the pandemic. You guys, I gained 40 pounds during the pandemic, and I was working every day. I said, "How am I working every day? I'm not doing anything different. Maybe not, going out shopping, like I normally did before the pandemic." But
like the rest of us.
Yeah, I was working every day. I was what you call an essential worker, because I was at the facility where I was making one of the actual drugs for the pandemic. I had to go to work. I didn't have the option of working at home. I had to go to work. Wow. So I said I gained 40 pounds, and I was just hurt. And I was going up and down the stairs, and I was, kind of out of breath. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And then I started having like swelling in my ankles and my feet. I was like, what is going on? But I did not know all of that was brought on by that additional weight gain that I was experiencing. So all I did, y'all, I just said, okay, I'm gonna buy some new clothes. I'm gonna buy some new clothes. And I might exercise maybe, once a week. Yeah, but that by itself was not cutting it. Because yes, I was exercising once a week. My aunt had a group where we exercised once a week on Zoom. And we were doing it for an hour. Okay. But exercise by itself was not working for me. Look, that one day a week that I was doing it. So, and yes. So
that's because you like to eat.
I love to eat.
You was out eating the exercise. That's what was happening, Tammy.
Yes. And then then when you and Nate came along, and then you guys actually helped put that in our heads too. Like whatever you're doing, start moving. Like now we have the 90 miles in 90 days challenge. Whatever you're doing, just start moving, start doing something. So I said, you know what? I can do that. I may not exercise all the time, but I can move. I can do something. And so that was kind of a mindset shift that I had in my brain. Like, okay, I need to do something. And then when I found what we have and I saw the results that it worked, I was like, I'm going to try that. Now when I understood the science behind it, when the scientists explained to us what the product was doing, what it actually, everything behind it, all the studies behind it, I was like, I am going to do that. Now, Noni, I think I heard of Noni like 20 something years ago. I remember somebody having a bottle and I may have tasted it. But at that time, I was not focused on wellness. I was focused on eating whatever I wanted.
20-some years ago, I wasn't either. I can promise you.
I was focused on eating whatever I wanted. But little did I know those things that you do habitually every day over time, it has a cumulative effect later in life. Some people, they don't get it until later in life, but some people get it early. But now I think a lot of people are getting early because of the processed foods, the junk food, all of that stuff. But for me, I was not thinking about that. And so when I heard the word Noni, I said, okay, what is that? So I started researching because I'm a researcher. Right? Because being a scientist, I started researching all the stuff that it did. And so when we initially got into this company and said we were leading with Noni, my husband and I went out of town. We were at a hotel, and I asked the lady, has she heard of Noni? She said, Noni, oh my goodness. Yes, I've heard of Noni. So everywhere I went, I met somebody who used to drink Noni, who's heard of Noni. And she said they flooded her, I think it was her aunt or somebody. She had a condition and they flooded her body with Noni for like months. She went back to the doctor. It was gone. I was like, oh my goodness. But I said, we got something here. But everywhere I went, somebody told me a Noni story. And that's why I was like, yes, I'm doing this. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sharing this with everybody I know.
I know that's right, because you shared with me how you didn't get into this company because of health issues, because you were pretty healthy, right? But at the end of the day, you're very passionate about helping other people, and you saw this as an opportunity to be able to help people with this Noni, not even understanding all the other products that we had. And of course, for you, you was like, wait a minute, I can make some money doing this too, right? So you had that money mindset also, right? So opportunity and products that work with the science, it was a win-win situation for you, right?
Win-win situation, Pam. And look, if I can make some money by helping some people, something I already like to do for free, I can help somebody, why not make some money doing it too? That's how I feel.
Right, absolutely. So let's talk about this journey, okay? So because you started the Noni, and let's go back when we first got started, because I think that right after we got started, I know we kicked off a challenge, right? And you started with the Noni, and let's talk about the Noni, because it sounds like you and both your husband, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all had some results with the Noni, even from like the weight loss. Because sometimes people ask, because it's not a weight loss product. It will help with weight management. It helps with everything in your body, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are watching this, Tahitian Noni is God's gift. All right. It helps with everything. It will help with your levels, your sugar levels, your pressure levels. It helps to balance your body out. What it does is it goes into your body. Whatever is not functioning as God intended for your body to function, as He intended it to work, it will zap it back into that balance. So if it's your thinking, right? Maybe you have cloudy thinking, cognitive thinking, your cardiovascular health, joint pain, digestive tract, whatever it is, it goes to that area and it helps to regulate it back to its normal state. And you can use it not just consume it, but you can use it on your body. You can use it in so many different ways. Headaches, put it on your head, earache. I've done it in my, I make a nasal spray when I'm around a lot of people, all right, for environmental things that are happening, right, in this world right now. And so many different things, right? Swelling, you can soak your feet in it, a lot, right? So let's talk about what began to happen with you and Donald, and that y'all noticed, that you were sharing with me as far as you start to drink this noni.
Yeah, so yeah, we were drinking it every day because the directions are, so if you drink 2 to 4 ounces of it a day, and especially like your first month, you really want to get it into your system. So you can do 4 to 6 ounces a day. So if you're over 200 pounds, we recommend drinking maybe a little bit more, 6 ounces a day for that first month. But we started drinking 4 ounces a day. And then my husband came out the room one day. He said, Tammy, I think I'm losing weight. I was like, what? Because his elastic around his undergarment started getting loose. I was like, you know what? And then that prompted me. I did not step on the scale prior to that. That prompted me to step on the scale. And I said, I think I've lost about 3 to 4 pounds myself. I said, oh my gosh, I did not know noni would do that too. I said, oh wow, this is a good result. I need to lose some weight. And I'm drinking something that goes inside of my body and starts working on whatever needs to be worked on, And I was like, this is a win-win situation for me. I'm gonna be drinking my noni every day. And not only that, Pam, I noticed that when I first started taking the noni, I'm already regular. I go to the bathroom regularly already, but it was like a smooth transition from there on out. I was like, okay, no more constipation, none of that. So for me, that's what it did for me. And then I would get like bit by like a mosquito or ant. When I get bit, I swell up. So I take that noni, I rub it on me, or if I get a burn. One time I was cooking and I got a burn on my finger. So I was running water and it was burning with water. I was like, oh my goodness. I said, ooh, where's my noni? So I poured some noni on it. I put some noni in my napkin, wrapped it around my finger. That burning sensation went away, y'all. I was like, oh my goodness. And Pam, I love to work in my yard sometimes. Not all the time when it's hot, but sometimes in the spring.
Sometimes not all the time.
Yeah, so when I come in, the older you get, those muscles, everything, they start hurting.
Right.
I take one of those pouches you had in your hand right there, Pam. I run it in my bath water and I soak and I take me a noni bath. It's just one pouch. I use the one pouch and I take me a noni bath and I feel so good afterwards. I'm telling you, noni works. So yes.
I never thought about a noni bath. All right.
Yes. And then so we have a book. Yeah, it's a book called 101 Ways to Use Noni. And my husband, he took it to one of his coworkers. She was having a real problem with flakes in her hair or whatever. He took it to her and gave her another one of the products that we have, the one for hair, skin, and nails. Yeah, he gave her that one. He told her to soak her hair in some noni, and she did it. All those flakes were gone over the weekend. He gave it to her on Friday. By that Monday, those flakes were gone on her hair. But so yes, so noni works. So now for my husband, he was taking noni. He has a lot of allergies, and when the seasons change, he's normally coughing, sneezing, whatever. So he noticed when he drank his noni, he didn't have to take those allergy medications anymore. So that was like a big improvement with him. And then when the doctor, he was. And we don't diagnose, we don't heal, we don't mitigate any diseases or anything like that. I'm not making any medical claims. I'm just telling you my husband's testimony.
Right.
And so he had a condition. He had a condition, right? And they told him he had to take some B12 shots every month. And initially he had to take it every week. Then it got to be every month.
Wow.
Because if not, it was like his energy level was gone. He was sleepy. He was tired. I thought he had a stroke one time. We didn't know what this went on for like 5 years, Pam,
Oh,
before
wow.
he actually discovered what it was. It was 5 whole years.
Wow.
And so when he started taking the noni, he did not have to take those shots every month because his levels were normal. And then like even for my son, now my son, he gets very anemic. And so he was like, he'll take the noni. He's 31 years old now. He will take the noni. He was like, that's like his energy boost. He was like, woo, that's his energy drink. He cannot sleep at night if he takes it at night. He stays up all night by taking
Oh,
the noni. So look, we love the noni in my house. And look, Pam, I even got creative. I make my own noni mocktails. So for you ladies and families out there, you men out there who you want to get health inside of your family, you can make a noni mocktail. And I add like stuff like water, some lemons, some fresh lemons in there. You can make it like a tea. I add some pineapple juice to it.
love it.
My noni. So you can really, the whole family can enjoy this. I've shared this, Pam, even with my parents. My dad is in his 80s. And so sometimes he might drink 4 pouches a day.
I love it. Oh,
he might drink 4 pouches a day. And he's my most loyal customer. He drinks 4 pouches a day. And even like my mother-in-law, she's in her 80s. She was like, oh my God, it gives her so much energy and it helped her sleep. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, our family, we are going to be on noni forever.
Wow. No, I love it. And that's what you're so passionate about. And to be able to start right there within your family, that is like the greatest blessing, because a lot of times our families are the ones that won't listen, when we have something so powerful. So congratulations that there's so many blessings flowing throughout your family that people are grabbing hold of this noni, right? So let's move into, because I know we could spend all night on this. Right. So let's move into you started with the noni. Then here come the drops, right? Let's talk about these drops. These are our skinny drops, right? In which so many people are seeing all of these before and after pictures. And we want to talk about your weight loss and your journey here, as far as that. But these drops are not weight loss drops, ladies and gentlemen, but they are hormone body balancing drops that are homeopathic, all natural, support your thyroid. They do everything to really balance your body. And a lot of times we don't realize that many of the issues that we're dealing with, Tammy, is because our hormones are out of whack. I know I didn't.
Exactly.
And so I finally started these drops. I'm like, wait a minute, a game changer in my life, right? And so let's talk about, they're not, I think I mentioned they're not weight loss drops, but it's a byproduct. If you start to take these drops, you'll lose the weight. If you need to lose the weight, you'll get rid of it, you'll release it, and you'll never find it again. That's the biggest thing, right? Because most people lose weight and they go back and they find it like within the next years, right? I know I did, right? I was tired of that. I was tired of this, right? So let's talk about your weight loss story and your journey here, since you said yes to these products.
Yeah. So Pam, what you held in your hand? Y'all saw that Pam just had 2 bottles, right? Okay, so one is Batman, the other one is Robin. So Batman and Robin, they work together as a duo. Those drops work together as a duo. And noni, use noni as your foundation. So our team, we call it the noni skinny body. I use the noni every day as the foundation, but those Batman and Robin skinny drops right there, that actually worked. So let me tell you, I said, okay, I listened to the video on it and I said, you know what? I'm going to try those drops. Now, when you try those drops, we have a whole system, y'all, because when you're trying to lose weight, you need a detox. You need to replace that with the good bacteria. So we have probiotics for that. But when I took those drops, my first 7 days, I lost 5 pounds. I was like, oh my goodness. Here I am exercising 1 time a week. Here I am exercising 1 time a week.
Let's not forget that, right?
And we want you to exercise. This is not this is not something where we don't want you to exercise, but I'm telling you, even if you don't exercise, y'all, I lost 5 pounds in my first 7 days. And then after 2.5 months, I was down 20 pounds. I said, this stuff works. My clothes is getting loose. So, every time we have a challenge, I said, okay, we're going to do it. So that was last year, right? So that was 2.5 months last year. So we had a challenge this year in January. Okay, who's the biggest loser? Okay, so I went and did it in January. I lost 11 pounds. I said, okay, I'm going to do it again. So we had another challenge. We need to keep doing these challenges.
Right.
So we had another challenge. So I think this was in August, and we were going to Orlando for a big, corporate meeting. And I said, okay, I want my goal. I personally want to be below 200 pounds. Because before the pandemic, I was below 200 pounds and did not know. The sad thing, y'all, I did not know I had gained. I think I remember gaining when I was at 205, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting bigger than that. I got to 237 pounds, y'all. So before I went to Orlando, I had lost nearly 10 pounds, y'all. I was so happy. I said I met my goal. That's not my end goal because I probably need to lose another 20 pounds. And that would be my optimal weight for me, for my health. And then like you're going to have your own optimal goal for you. So it's not about being super skinny. It's not about, but it's being the best version of yourself that you can be. And so, Pam, I said, you know what? If it works for me, somebody who's never, ever done a diet, it can work for somebody who's done yo-yo diets for the last 20, 30 years. Because as women, we just want to look good. We want to look good for ourselves. We want to look good for our mate, our partner, our husband. We just want to look good. And Pam, what I discovered was men, you have hormones too. You want to look good. You want to feel good. So these men, they want to look good too. And most of the body functions, they are controlled by hormones. Most of the things that go on in our body, we have like 9 different hormones going on in our body. So we need to get those hormones in check. And you never know what's your reason that you're not losing the weight. It may be stress. It may be, your hormones. It may be, grief weight. But this Batman and Robin, these skinny drops, they work. They work.
I love it. I've never called them Batman and Robin, but I got a new name for them on tonight.
That's Batman and Robin.
I love it. So wait a minute. So now you're down below 200 pounds, right? Because you lost what? What was your total weight loss so far?
It was almost 40 pounds. Almost 40 pounds.
All right. Yes. So I gotta pull up your before and after, right?
Y'all see my face? Look at my face. Look how puffy my face was. And I was like getting to be a full figure woman. Okay. I was a full figure woman and didn't realize it. But I was heavier on top. Like my legs, they're still small, but my hips had started to spread, in the midsection, that whole midsection right there started to expand. And y'all see my cheeks, right? Look at that picture. I look like a little chipmunk.
So silly. Now you share with me. Now this is a photo that you took at Dr. Lanika and Greg and Dr. Lanika's house in the very beginning, right?
Yes.
Got started, right? Y'all did a photo shoot. So I want everybody to understand, right? This is her when we first got started. This is not like 10 years ago. All right.
This is last year.
This was last year. Okay. And then I'm gonna show some other pictures, and you can see now. I know that on the right, this is your January story, right? Where you lost the additional 11 pounds when we kicked off that transformation challenge in the beginning of the year, right?
Yes.
That's what this story came into. And so, but I want everybody to really take a look and see, because these pictures off of this slide, because just look at this. This is phenomenal. When I took these individual photos and showed you, your before, that black picture versus this one with you in your workout outfit, your fitness outfit. Absolutely amazing. So how do you feel when you look and you see that you've been able to lose almost 40 pounds? Somebody who has never touched a diet, right? But you grabbed a hold of science, okay? Science, that's what these products are. And they have completely changed your life.
They really have, Pam. They really have. Because I was like, in the beginning, I did not want to post my picture on the internet. I was like, I'm not showing people my rolls. I am not doing that. My mama is gonna see this. I am not gonna post my picture. And so I think I have a before picture when I first. So I just have to find it. But for me,
you put them together. That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to put this on the internet. I was like, well, it doesn't really look like I lost 40 pounds. I know I have, but I can't see it in the pictures. But everybody, my coworkers, my friends, my church members, they were telling me, yeah, I can tell you really lost some weight. I said, really? I was like, how? They was like, we can see it all over. We can see it on your face, but I could not see it. But I knew with that scale, I could see it on the scale. But so I knew I had lost the weight, but in the pictures, I really couldn't tell the difference. So that's why I really didn't highlight like a lot of the before and afters like everybody else did, because I wanted to see a dramatic change. I wanted to see like bam, bam, but that didn't happen. Like my pictures weren't bam, bam to me, but in my face, I can really tell.
Oh no, they bam, bam. I guarantee you put them side by side, you'll see that bam, bam. For real. They are 40 pounds. I don't care whether you could see it or feel it or not. There's no way that you can't deny when you have lost 40 pounds, and and you're seeing it on the scale. That's not even talking about the inches, and it's all in your face. It's everything. So.
And I never did take my inches. So I never did do that. So I know I lost some inches. I know I did because I could feel it in the way my clothes were fitting, my undergarments. That was extra room. That was extra room there. And then what those drops taught me, Pam, it just made me more conscious about the foods that I was eating. Like before, because sometimes, like even when I'm not on the drop, sometimes I have to remember to eat. Like it just does something to your brain, like reprograms the way you think, the way your body like processes stuff. Like, hey, Tammy, you don't have to eat as much as that. You can be satisfied eating a smaller portion and you still feel full. And then when you take the noni with that too, the noni is just gonna make up that deficit that was there before. And so they're working in synergy together. Now you're taking products and like your medicine, like I know people that's on 20 something medications a day. Guess what? There's side effects when they, their one is working to help heal your eye, the other one's, hurting your toe, your kidney, whatever. But these products work synergistically together to actually work. So that's what I love. And then when I start incorporating like other stuff with it, like those given greens that we have, they're like 2.5 pounds of veggies a day. I don't cook a lot of veggies. I mean, might cook one, but I'm not going to cook 2.5 pounds of veggies. I'm not going to juice 2.5 pounds of veggies either because that's a lot of work. So I'm a little bit lazy. So yeah, I take the lazy way out. So I said I can get all of that in a bag, all of that nutrition in a bag. I'm going to combine that. So I started using the protein shake, Pam, that we have, that Pure Nourish, that has that 18 grams of plant-based protein in there. It has the prebiotics in there, the probiotics in there, the vitamins, the nutrients. I got that with the Given Greens. I use that Power Boost in there for my hair, skin, and nails, because ladies, we all want our hair, skin, and nails to look good, right? And then I started using the probiotics themselves and along with the detox. So remember in the beginning, whenever you start your weight loss journey, some people's like, you know what? it's not working for me. But did you know that
Mm,
you have a lot of stuff built up in your gut from like
yes.
years and years and years of eating the way you've always eaten before? You got to get that stuff out. So I combined all that stuff together in January. I said, you know what? I'm gonna use these products that we have. I'm gonna combine all of that. That's how I lost my 11 pounds then. Now in the
Wow.
beginning, when I lost the 2.5 months, I was just doing the noni and the drops. But then
Okay.
in January, I used the probiotics, I used the greens, I used the Pure Nourish shake, um,
The stories.
the Restorex. I used
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and that's how I dropped those 11 pounds. And then I heard about the Renew. When I heard about that Renew, oh my goodness. Look, if you're
Yeah.
having stubborn weight changes, you might need to like make some small changes yourself. Try to add another product to it, and you would be amazed at what it could do for you. I say try it. Just try it.
I love it. You know what? And you know what? I love this Renew too. But even just listening to you, I'm sitting here smiling because that scientist is all over you. I'm like, you know what? She's dropping all of these nuggets about all of these products that Nate and we absolutely love. Just like you guys said, the Giving Greens, phenomenal. You know, even as I sit here and listen to you, when you say you don't cook a whole lot of veggies, and I don't either. I cook vegetables, but at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, you know, it's Nate and I. It's a struggle still trying to get our kids, but we can get those Giving Greens into our children, you know. And so sometimes people don't think about things like that. And of course, the shakes and all of that stuff, phenomenal products. But when you mention this Renew, this one right here, this was a game changer. You know, in our household too, absolutely love this product. So if somebody's watching, you're not sleeping, right? And I know Tammy dropped a lot of products, so we can't even go into all of them. If you're not sleeping, this one works with your HGH hormone to help you to age backwards. It's gonna help with libido, sexual function, body fat. Tammy, oh, that's all I heard. When I heard you reduce body fat, your sleep don't worry about it. I'm like, we will never run out of Renew, okay? go away body fat, right? And so many different things, mood, energy. And we don't realize that our HGH hormone starts to decline the older we get. And so now this is truly aging you backwards. So it's an incredible product that tastes really, really good that Tammy just mentioned here. And then of course, detoxing. A lot of times people don't talk about that or realize the power of that, but I try to do that one like at least once a quarter is when I would do it. And in the beginning I did it. I was like you. I did it like maybe 2 or 3 times like in a row when we first started, you know, with the products to detox and clean out and everything. But it's an incredible product that we have and all backed by science, right?
Backed
Wow.
by science. And
Right.
then what a lot of people don't realize also is we're always looking on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But change starts on the inside with these products. And
Yes.
it's attacking the fat around your organs. We have fat around our organs. Unnecessary. Like we're eating, we see the fat on the outside, but we don't see the fat that's going on the inside of our bodies. And these are what these products are actually attacking too.
That visceral
Yes,
fat.
that visceral fat.
Right. That visceral fat. You're so right. So I know we could talk all night about these products, right?
Yes.
And just congratulations on your powerful story. And you know, as we get ready to close this thing out, you could have just become a customer of Dr. Lanika, right? You could have just said, you know what, I just want these products in my life. But of course, I understand, you know, your passion, and I can feel it. I can feel all of your energy all the way from North Carolina to Las Vegas, just how passionate you are about helping other people and your family just to be healthy, you know, and that's a part of your mission here. And so you said yes to the opportunity. And let's just talk about that for just a few moments because a lot of times people don't really understand why we're so on fire, why we are so excited, why we, you know, are going to continue to share these products and shout them from the mountaintop. And if people keep looking at us like we're crazy, it's okay. But we know we're going to find those right friends, those right family members that, and even people that we don't even know yet who connect to us in which we're able to be a blessing in their life, right? So let's talk about from a business standpoint, because you're an entrepreneur and other things. In addition to being a scientist, what has Partner Co been able to do for you, and why are you excited about the business side?
Oh my goodness. When I got my first check, I was like, oh my goodness, is this what I just made? Oh, you can make weekly pay here, y'all. It was weekly pay just you get weekly pay just building a team.
Right.
So we got excited. We came on board. We bought on a team. We got so excited. And those checks started rolling in every single Friday. So when you got additional money, you can do additional things. So it's about increasing the options that you have. And then, when the pandemic hit, we were all shut in, we couldn't go anywhere. And so I made a decision when we got out of that whole chaotic thing that I was going to travel. So I love to travel. So we started traveling. And when we travel now, we travel with our noni. So we share it everywhere we go because we know it's going to benefit your health. But if you want to make some additional money, we found it to be an easy way to make additional money just by sharing the products with others. First, you want to use it and have your own testimony.
Right.
But even you go after the testimonies of others until you get your own, you can still start, even if you're just ordering the product today, you can still start and build a business. So that's what I'm excited about, because now we have more people out telling other people, sharing what it does. And this is really, for me, it is all about the testimonies. When I hear those testimonies about, I have one customer, they're like 80 years old, right? He said he had like a lot of issues. His wife told me he was in a lot of pain. They started on the noni. Now they're walking 10,000 steps a day.
Oh.
Some issues that he had in his leg, that's gone. The pain is gone. It's things like that, like improving somebody's quality of life. Yes. That's what makes it happen. And so we got started, right? And so now we are senior vice presidents in this company, on the way to officer. So I was so excited. I have never grown so fast in any company that I've been with than this company right here. We went from like the bottom. We didn't even know how to rank up. All we were doing was just helping people. We didn't know anything. I went all the way, me and my husband, we went all the way to senior vice president, and now we're on our way to officer. And we was like, we didn't even know what we were doing. But yeah, that is a beautiful thing to actually, work with our leadership team, be a leader, myself, lead a team of people who want to help other people. And like, I just love our team. I love our whole environment. I love our community that we've created. It's a community of people helping people. That's what we do.
Right. No, I love it. And it's different. We always say this, sometimes people look and, they would add, that's just another one of those things. No, it really is different over here. And that's the one thing that I can truly say that I am thankful for, after being in this industry for so long, that God has really connected us to such an incredible opportunity where it's just a different feeling, it's that feeling of unity, that feeling of love, that feeling of everybody working together in that community that so many people look for. So that's what we got here. And wow, I just want to say thank you for coming on and sharing your incredible story, bringing all that energy, that beautiful smile, all that science. I'm like, wow, I didn't know half of it, right? We talked for a minute. But I just want to say thank you, because your story is life-changing, and just hearing what you've been able to do so far with helping to change the lives of others. And we just getting started. So we celebrate you in advance on that way to officer, you and Donald. And I don't know if you got anything you want to close out with right quick. You want to say to anybody?
I just want people to know, before we had medicine, we had the earth, we had what God, the nature. So where do people get their medicine from? They got it from the earth. Before we had these pharmaceutical companies, before all of this, what was people taking? We're not telling you to stop your medications or
Right.
anything like that, but
Right.
we're just asking you to take a look at something all natural that you could use, that you can try, and then do your blood work. That's all I'm asking you to do. Be committed to something for 90 days, 106 months. See the difference that 90 days, 6 months will make in your life, and you will thank me later. Okay? You will thank me later. You will thank Pam. And then help somebody else. Show somebody else there's a natural way that you could actually have a better quality of life. And that's all we're doing. And so that's what I'm so excited about.
Wow. No, thank you so much for sharing that. All right. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to say thank you again for jumping on another Testimonial Tuesday. Definitely share this with somebody in order to help them. But get back with the person who invited you on here. Say yes to your health. Say yes to your wealth. And as you do that, we can't wait to celebrate your story, because just like Tammy said in the very beginning of this, you can have it all. And this right here is where we guarantee you will have it all. So thank you so much, beautiful Tammy. And
Thank
to
you,
everybody,
Pam.
you're welcome. We just want to say thank you. All right. So good night, everybody. We'll see you back next time on another Testimony on Tuesday. Until then, all right, we will continue to share the love of these prophets, this gift from God, and continue to change lives all over the entire world. Good night, everybody. Yes, that Noni. And that man and Robin, all right? I love it.
We're going to impact 1 million lives, Pam.
Right.
The Noni Revolution.
Impact 1 million lives all over the entire world. Would you be one? Good night, everybody.